Hey, again, I'm here, Dr. Chesrob. So today's clinic will be half shift because the variation will be quite short. It's like the continuation of the previous video about the Sveshnikov and Pelikan variation. It's called Loventhal. So e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, captures. Instead of knight f6, knight c3, and then e5, black can play immediate e5. Let's try to understand what's the difference, what are the pros and cons for this fourth move e4, e5, what we mustn't do as white, and what we need to aim for. The plans are usually the same. Again, if you will do knight b3, it's passive. Knight f6, knight c3, bishop b4, the same story happens. So old but gold. But in this position, it's gold for black, not for us. So knight f5, b5 again, captures bishop f5, takes, king d1, b takes d6. Black's position is amazing. If we bring the knight back to f3 in this position, knight f6, he's going to attack the pawn. Let's say knight c3, bishop b4, then pawn d5. If bishop d3, then immediate pawn d5 takes, queen captures d5, or knight takes d5. Again, black has no issues. That's why, one more time, we play knight b5 because the pawn is on a7. We aim for the d6 square. If it gives us a chance, we'll check it. Please do not check right now because you will lose the pawn on e4. Play first knight to c3 and then try to check it after the move a6 or like bishop e7. This will lead to the Sveshnikov and Pelikan variation, which was in the previous video chapter. So black goes for the move d6. Seems the same thing, but there are two interesting moments. First of all, let's try to understand that white is not obliged to play knight to c3. White can play c4 instead. White can try to grab more space, and I would advise you to play this variation as white. It's very interesting, very strategical, and you will take that d5. You will trap it completely. He can't get it out. It's locked. It's sealed. Knight f6, knight c3, pawn a6, knight a3, bishop e7, bishop e2, short castle, bishop e6, just regular development, bishop e3, rook c8, rook c1. And at some point, we will try to bring our knight to d4. Not immediately because the pawn on e4 is hanging, but maybe after f3, maybe queen d2, rook d1 first. But this knight can jump to c2. For now, we're waiting because there are some scenarios where this knight will immediately jump to c4, then a5, let's say takes, and then b5, knight goes to a5. Later, can dream about the c6 outpost, which would be very cool to have. So c4 is a very interesting. But also knight c3. After knight f6, Sveshnikov. Bishop g5, knight d5. So a6 goes back, b5, knight d5. Here, takes. We talked about this. Check the previous chapter. After knight c3, pawn a6, knight a3, b5. It's the same. Knight d5, knight f6, bishop g5. We'll do it. Sveshnikov. But in this position, black can play the move knight g to e7. The main idea is that after bishop g5, it's less effective. Black has sudden f6. And if check, they can play knight g6, so nothing to worry about. They can play h6 as well. So this is it. That's why instead of bishop g5, we need to do something else. We can't get that knight anymore. Either bishop d3 to do very fast short castle and open up the game, like knight d5 takes. This pawn structure is actually quite good for black because we can't get the d5 square anymore, but we will go for fast development. Short castle, knight g6, c4, attacking the pawn. If b4 and then queen a4 check, knight can move as well, but queen a4, queen b4. And if takes, knight c4, bishop e7, pawn a4, short castle, pawn a5, knight b6, b4, b5. White has a bit better game. Or you play immediate c4. The main idea is that you can capture with the pawn on c4 to d5. And after knight d4, try like bishop e3 or knight c2 or bishop d3 short castle first again. You will have a bit better game. You can capture with this pawn too, But you need to be ready for such positions where you capture a pawn, like this short castle pretty fast. At some point, queen a5 check, push up the pawns, like can get a really like annoying counterplay here. This position is unique. I don't think that your opponents will play the move e5 against you. One more time. No knight c6. We know it. I'm not going to repeat it again and again. Knight b3 is passive. Knight f5 doesn't work because there is d5. Knight f3 is passive as well. Then bishop b4. So we play knight b5. But the difference is that here we have c4 instead of knight c3, which is quite interesting to play. And also after this, if he's not playing knight f6, then plays knight e7. Sometimes they do the other knight move too. Again, we play c4. So knight e7. Now bishop g5 is less effective. We do c4. So this is the Lowenthal variation, or we can say like unique, a bit like strange variation of Sveshnikov and Pelikan. So the knight is not on f. That's it. Our clinic shift is over. So we're gonna rest, play lots of Sicilian games, and try to win as many as possible. So please like, subscribe, leave your comments, and I'll see you in the final chapters of the anti-Sicilian study from White side. Have a great one.